Hello guys and welcome back to another skill point guide video for Total War Warhammer 3 on Immortal Empires. Today we'll be talking about Balthasar Gelt, and let's just jump right on into his skill point guide. Now Gelt, obviously if you guys have played the Empire before, but just in case you haven't, Gelt is more likely than not the best metal spellcaster in the game because of his transmuter trait that he starts with a Winds of Magic cost, minus 20% for the Lore of Metal spells, and then at rank 9 he also gets the Lore Master Lore of Metal, which also reduces the Winds of Magic cost by minus 2 for all spells. So he's a very powerful Winds of Magic spellcaster. Outside of the fact that the Chaos Dwarves currently have it for free because it's bugged, he gets it just because his traits actually make him very powerful. So how do we go about leveling him up? I do like to put 1 point into Root Marcher to start with, but then after that I just completely go down his magic line. Searing Doom and Gehenna's Golden Hounds, definitely the first two spells that you definitely want to get in your campaign. And then Metal Shifting, I like to grab that passive just for the armor piercing and base weapon damage that you get that affects your allies when you cast. And then actually like to get Plague of Rust over the Glittering Globe. You can get the armor for all the allies in a region if you overcast it, but Plague of Rust you can cast for free once you get the Lore Master of Metal ability, and put 2 points into Plague of Rust, which it's not that big of a deal, but minus 30 armor will just make your missile units that don't do armor piercing damage do that much more damage because the enemy unit won't have armor. And again, it ends up being for free, so what's the harm as long as you don't overcast it there. But after getting to rank 9, I do like to grab the Lore Master Lore of Metal. That's probably the big one that I really only definitely go for right away, just because it makes a huge difference in your battles once you start casting loads of spells. And it's not very easy to generate loads of magic really early on in the game, or just to get infinite wins. So really being able to cast Searing Doom for 1 Winds of Magic or the Golden Hounds for 2 Winds of Magic makes a huge difference, because your Winds of Magic is severely capped compared to what it was in Warhammer 2. But then after that, I like to just finish out his magic line, getting Final Transmutation of Lead, Magical Reserves, and Arcane Conduit for his magic line there. Now after that, you can kind of go a few different ways. You can worry about his special skill line a little bit. You can go down his red line or his blue line. Personally, I go down his special skill line just a little bit. The armor plus 9 I don't really like getting. The metal to gold magic is not that big of a deal. He's not going to be sticking around in provinces that long to provide that income boost. And the 25% when increasing, I just really do not like skills that do the when increasing stuff, just because a lot of times what you're gonna have to end up doing is staying in channeling stance to get that effect. And a lot of times you won't have a lot of situations where you can just pop into channeling stance. A lot of times you're going to be in force march or ambush stance. It's just very, very rare that that's ever going to happen. Yes. But I do like to grab the Renowned Scholar just to increase your hero capacity for Battle Wizards faction-wide. Again, anytime you can increase your hero capacities, it's a really good opportunity to grab that spell. And then New Formulations, I do like to grab that just because early on you're going to have some handgunners in your armies more likely than not, especially later in the game. I do like to grab the handgunners, so giving them more ammunition and more missile strength there, I really do like to have that. I'm unsure about the additional Orb of Sorcery early on, just because Steam Tanks and Luminarchs are super expensive. I know the Luminarchs got a bit of a buff in the recent patch, but I have not tested it out personally yet at this stage. So early on in the campaign, when you still have loads of points to spend, I do like to hold off onto that one, because I just don't think it's that big of a deal early on in your campaigns. But after that, I do like to go down his red line before the blue line, just because I do like to buff some of his units, because your units aren't that great by themselves to begin with, so making them a little better is also a very good thing. Plus, with the transmuter trait, he gives the missile strength plus 10% for artillery units, so we can make any artillery unit that much better already, but also by making it better by going down the red line. So in terms of which skill points I do like to use, I do like to do the pistol core, just because it gives, again, more missile strength, even more ammunition for your missile units, and this pistol core ability does stack with the new formulations one, so you're getting even more ammunition, more missile strength for your handgunner type or your gun type units there. I do like to go down Imperial Gunnery, again for reasons I just explained, with the Transmuter trait that he starts with, and the Going Rally, Sharpshooter, and then Artillery Master, and then also Stand Your Ground, just to give him some extra leadership and melee defense in case he gets stuck in melee when he's on some of his mounts there. Now after his red line, I do like to make him a little bit better. I like to grab Sigmar's Ward, because at this point you'll be on Quicksilver. That way you're giving yourself more missile resistance while he's flying around, and just being able to zoom around a little faster on the map there. Because once he's on Quicksilver, he's got loads of speed, makes him hard to hit, and just giving him more missile resistance will give him, just make him a little more durable when he does start getting hit. Now in terms of the blue line, it really kind of depends what you feel like going with. If you want the control, you can do that. Recruitment costs, you know, attrition, corruption, whatever you kind of feel like doing. There's no like right or wrong here, because none of them are like fantastic, and you're not going to be dealing with a lot of one or the other. He's going to be on the move a lot, so you're not going to be recruiting a bunch with him. He's not going to be in loads of high attrition areas for the like longer parts of the campaign. Yes, you're gonna have to deal with the vampire counts, so it kind of just depends what you want to end up doing there. But personally, I like to do Iron Disciplinarian for the one control, but then go into 3 points into Fervent, just because I want to get the vampiric corruption down as quickly as possible, and also providing a little bit of public order will help alleviate some of that problems that you will encounter with that. But then going down his blue line, because he does boost artillery a bunch, and I do like to prioritize them in his armies, artillery does cost a lot with the Empire, so I do like to go down Quartermaster, and then also grabbing some Lightning Strike with him. Yes, Lightning Strike, I apologize. Just to delay the enemy a little bit. You could also go down the Alert for the ambush defense chance, but the extra 6% isn't going to make that big of an impact. Now, if you're going to put 3 points in and give yourself 30%, that's where it would come really in handy. But other than that, that's not big of a deal. And you can get replenishment from other heroes, so you don't have to waste the points into his own skill line there. I do like to grab the Headhunter, though, for more upkeep cost reduction, as well as the campaign movement range, and just to finish out his blue line there. Now, we still have 8 points to spend because his skill tree is pretty bare. So after that, in terms of spending last skill points, definitely like to put 3 points into Mentor. Hold the Line isn't a bad passive, just to provide some melee defense and leadership for units in an area. And then at this point, since I still have 3 points left, I don't mind going down Stronger Than Steel, the additional orb, getting the Metal to Magic. I still am not really big on that one, so I do like to just finish out his skill tree and getting the Glittering Globe there. But yeah, so that is how I level up Gelt. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, how you end up leveling him up, if you guys do anything differently in terms of some of his blue line, red line, or his special skill line, or maybe even his magic line. Again, always interested to hear how you guys go about leveling up legendary lords compared to myself. But don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying the content. And until the next video or live stream, I hope you guys will have a good one, and I will see you later. Bye.